rapida waving. Man up and walk. She's probably just waiting, excited to know who you are. It's never too late, man. She's not even that far. That could be your lady. A beautiful start, look. Flood me with your pain, man. I'll gladly be your arc. Don't play me like a game, and I'll treat you like you are. Girl, ask me what's my name. I said call me the one. You couldn't stop the blushing, and I'm glad I left you.
Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Pamela Manana and I hope you stay, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I hope you brought a friend and I hope you enjoy this video. I know I've been MIA, yo guys. I know you guys dragged me, hey, you guys pulled me out from Instagram. People were actually even sending me DMs on Twitter and asking me where I am. It's been 2 weeks, guys. It's not that long, but I completely understand. This video actually is going to explain why I went MIA. So please do continue watching. As seen in the title of this video, this is a story time, a bit of a life update, why I went missing from YouTube for these past 2 weeks. So yeah, here's a little story about the God I serve. I will be eating, by the way. I got some the ultimate food that all students eat, chicken bacon. Yeah, so I suggest you grab a snack as well and eat with me. Let's eat together, y'all. It's gonna be a little date. But yeah, do you guys want to know what I'm eating? I don't think you care. Do you guys care? I got the, it's supposed to be the receipt here, but I can't find it. Okay, there's no receipt clearly, but I got the, I think it's called the hot mix something of some sort. It looks like this. It's got 8 wings and I don't want to toast my food over. 8 wings and you choose a side. I chose coleslaw and bread and toast and fries. Around the time that I was filming I filmed the manifestation video, actually that exact day elections were underway. So at my school, let me just explain for people who might not understand. So at my school, leadership structures are as follows. There's the SRC, which is the Student Representative Council, I hope I'm right. Then there's the SCC, and then there's HKs, House Committee members. So HKs are residence level. The SCC stands for Student Campus Council, I think. I'm not sure that's campus level, so for my entire campus, I'm in the Vaal campus of my university. And then SRC is for the entire university, so certain members of the SCC in each campus form part of the SRC. I was an HK in my first year, like I said, and this year I thought I might just take a shot at being an SCC member. This was a conversation that began with my mom, actually, to be honest, and I was just like, there's no way that people are gonna vote for me. Like, I just didn't believe in myself like that. And she was like, go for it. Why wouldn't you want to go for it? And then I got a call from Boiti, actually. Boiti Melosnia, shout out to her. She might be watching this. And she was like, are you coming back for leadership? And I'm thinking she's thinking res level, because that's where my mind is at. Like, so I'm like, yeah, definitely. She's like, what are you coming back as? So she's talking about the SEC. So I'm like treasurer or something for my residence. And she's like, I also want treasurer. I'm like, okay, good luck. And she's like, wait, are you talking about the same thing? I'm talking about SEC. I'm like, child, SEC, me? Like, guys, it wasn't something in my mind, to be honest. But I prayed about it and I was like, God, you know what? My mom said something. Boiti said something. These are signs. Give me a sign yourself if you feel like you need to, if this is for me. So we were supposed to submit our nomination forms. But basically, you're applying for the SEC. And because I'm not even into politics like that, and I was recruited in my first year to be a part of the revolution, I ran for elections under their banner. And revolution is basically a student movement. How it works is that you submit your form, then a preliminary list gets released, and then those people on that list begin to campaign, then voting, then you get elected. So we submitted on Monday, the due date was Monday at 4 o'clock. So if you submitted after that, then your application or your nomination form is null and void, of course. During that week, there were rumors of a diversity target clause in the Constitution. So basically what this clause meant was that each campus, Poch, Mafeking, and VAR, had to, or the SCC of each campus had to suggest, you know, or like put forward 2 portfolios that were going to be reserved for the minority. These 2 portfolios in the SCC. Unfortunately, those portfolios, one of them was current affairs, and that was the portfolio that I was going for. And the other one was societies, or council of societies. What we didn't know was that these clauses meant that if a person from the minority, so colored, white, international, or Indian student, goes for these reserved portfolios, the majority that have applied for the same portfolios, they just get disqualified because the diversity target has been met, basically. So by Monday 4 o'clock, no white person had applied, no one from the minority had applied for any of these SCC portfolios. So we were thinking, oh, we're scot-free, everything's okay, sharp. Get the preliminary. Yo. Preliminary. We get that list during the week, and scroll down. You go to Council of Societies. There is no black person on the list, guys, and I kid you not, up to 4 or 5 black people had applied for that. Under the title Council of Societies was a white girl that I didn't know until elections, actually. And yeah, she was there, and everybody who had applied who was from part of the majority, so everyone who was black was disqualified, because funny enough, my portfolio was not on the list at all. So there was Council of Societies with this white girl, and then no current affairs at all whatsoever. I'm panicking, and I call who's who. I call the chairperson of my movement, everyone. Like, I'm just trying to find out what's going on. And so this rumor now is becoming a reality, and I am panicking. I'm dead sure I'm not gonna make it. I've also been disqualified because I'm black, so on and so forth. To be in the SEC, you have to have served prior in a structure. So you have to have been an HK or part of societies, or whatever the case is. You have to have been a leader prior, you know, experience purposes, obviously. But with this diversity clause, whether you were a leader or not, because you are part of the minority, you get in. Which was then Ganjan. Like, you know, I was confused. I was like, what? The list comes out, you're allowed to send objections when this list comes out. Like, you object the list. Why isn't this person there? This is supposed to happen, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I had a meeting with my the chairperson of my movement, and he's like, let's just write objections and see what happens. And I write in my objection, what's going on? We didn't know about this diversity clause, guys. If you're supposed to, I feel like changing a constitution or changing the rules of a process this huge is supposed to take time. You can't just change it midway. These things were introduced to us midway elections, not even in the beginning. All the people who had applied was disqualified for societies. And this girl, because her name is alone under Council of Society, she's uncontested. Whether we vote or not, okay, like, she won. She's never led before, according to my understanding. Another thing that was sneaky was that this girl didn't apply like everybody else on the 21st before 4 o'clock. Guys, there was somebody who was disqualified because he applied or submitted his form at 6 on the 21st. This girl was, I think, scouted or like headhunted by people, I don't know who these people are, after the date, after the closing date, which just makes her application null and void. How is she on this list? So now, because I can't do anything, my prayer is let them not find somebody in the minority who wants to stand, because I think they approached this girl and then she said, yes, I'm willing to stand. And then they continued to approach people, but nobody wanted to stand for current affairs who was part of the minority. So I'm like, God, let them not find someone, please, let them not find someone. Lo and behold, they find 2 candidates, guys. One was colored, and the other was an international student. To make matters worse, the international student that they found was my friend, you know. Shout out to him. I think he's watching this, and no love lost at all whatsoever. No love lost at all. The list comes out. I see my friend's name. I see another candidate's name. The color girl who was there, she has served prior, so I think the only thing that was wrong with her process was that she submitted late. Make it make sense, guys. Me confused. Stop. Remove. I was like, God, should I have not like applied for this thing? Is it just not my year? The list comes out with this colored girl and my friend, and I'm shocked. Eventually me and him speak. He apologizes, shame, and it took a lot for him. I forgave him on the spot for the sake of, because you know what, it was happening, guys. Whether I liked it or not, this was the reality. It was going down. I didn't make it, he did, and we live in the same residence. I had to be mature and say, not even be mature, just be compassionate. If I turn my back on him, and a lot of other people who are supporting me will do the same, and he needs those votes, he needs that support. So I had, the ball was in my court, and I just decided, you know what, let's support him, you know. And I told him it's fine, it's water under the bridge, go for it, good luck, I will be here to help you if you need help. Sharp, the week of voting comes, I'm like, it's happening, vele. Like, I was in disbelief. Everything happens, I'm campaigning for this gent, this whole reserving of portfolios, but something that was happening on all 3 campuses. So somebody in Mafikeng was unhappy about that whole sacrificing thing, and they are the ones who suited up, they lawyered up and threatened to take the school to court. Whatever they did, there was an entire demand notice that they sent and all of that. So the school's resolution to that was that every other portfolio continues except the affected portfolios. They will have to scratch their votes, so completely all over again the next week. And me and the other girls, because there was another girl who was contesting for this, and she was also part of the majority, she was also black. Me and her are back in, and the other got people who were disqualified because they were black in the society's portfolio, they are also back into the race. That was what the motion was in the middle of the week while people were voting. And then at the end of the week, we're waiting for votes to come out for the other portfolios. We get an SMS from the school. We're thinking it's the results of the votes. They say the election process has been terminated entirely. I'm like, what? Guys, there were people who actually won, you know, and for you to push that hard, that for me was disheartening. I actually saw people being so disheartened and so discouraged to run again, because they had to start all over again and campaign all over again. So further investigations were made, and they just found that so many things weren't done properly, and this election process was entirely just incorrect. I said God, I said God, I said King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I was back in, guys. Guys, you know what, guys, and I want to be honest about this, I didn't even care if I lost. I wanted to fight and lose because Nluile, not lose because Nyama. Do you understand? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. You can't, you know, my chat was that you can't eliminate the democracy of an election process just for the sake of wanting diversity. You can't impose leaders on students, because they were basically hand-picking people because they wanted their leadership panel to look a certain way, and that's not gonna happen. If the white people on your campus are discouraged to actually stand and run for leadership, that's a problem you have to fix internally. First of all, you can't parachute people. How are people who have never served before being parachuted to leadership because of their race? Aren't we going backwards in terms of apartheid? I don't know. Balance me, guys. Even if I did lose, you know, I would have lost fairly. I didn't want to lose because I'm part of the majority. And then, the majority ended. Sendenjan. It depended. No. So, I was back in. One thing that I also want to allude was that I did not write a letter to God in the initial election process. But this time around, ink mzalwane, ink. Ngathi Mudimo, Ntate Morena, just Ivanami, please. Yo, sharp. Now we're campaigning. Another thing that happened was that my friend, the international student, he was disqualified because he had never served prior. So was the white girl who was put in the society's portfolio as uncontested. She was disqualified because she had never served prior. So I've never campaigned as hard as I did. Yo, guys, if your bio on Instagram said NW, I was DMing you. I was like, baby, long time no see. I begged everyone, I told everyone, I SMS'd people I've never spoken to. Bon, I worked. I prayed as hard as I could. And so yeah, we campaigned. I called everybody's mother, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, I called the ancestors, I called everyone. Results come out on Friday. Voting closes on Thursday at 4. Guys, let me tell you something. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, there's no way.
I was like, oh, no way.
Because this is not a video of me for me to brag or anything like that. I'm quite it hasn't sunk in for me yet, and I love that it hasn't sunk in. Not to say that if it does sink in, I'm gonna change. Guys, don't ever guys, don't ever enter yourself. Don't ever look down on yourself. There were so many times where I was thinking, I remember like, because actually this time of the year, October, November side, like that's when my mental health attacks me the most. Second semester is just tragic for me. And I remember last year as well, when I was newly elected as an HK, I had an entire mental breakdown, and I called one of my friends, Paul, shout out to him, I know he's watching, hey babe. And he's just, I don't know why, but like my mind instantly thinks of him when I go through something like that. And this year again, it hit me in the middle of campaigning week. I was like, I remember I was like, Paul, I think I'm too young for this. I think I'm out of my league. I think I'm playing with the big dogs and I'm a chihuahua. I'm not supposed to be here. And he was like, if you're too young, who's too old? Stop that. Never that. Never days. Don't think like that. So I want to encourage you now. Don't ever think you're too something, you're too much, you're too small, you're too petite, you're too whatever. You're not. You're more than enough, and if it's for you, it will come to you. And I think because I think God was testing how much I trust His plan for me, you know. I'm so, guys, I've never feared God as much as I do to this day. This entire process taught me to fear the man above, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the ladies who were praying back home in my church. My mom told the whole world as per usual, and I'm so glad I had people praying for me endlessly back home and everywhere else. You know, my friends, guys, my friends came full circle for me with this one. Yeah, I can't even thank them enough. All of y'all, the entire ACT gang, I love you guys to death. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you to all the, I think 1,106 people voted for me. Thank you to y'all. Thank you for entrusting me with your votes. There's people who voted for me not knowing me, never having seen me, they've never spoken to me. They voted because maybe they were influenced by someone, they saw me on some picture somewhere on someone's status. And to those people who were doing that for me, who had me on their status, who were posting me on social media, I cannot thank you guys enough. I remember saying this in one of my in the video I made when I was campaigning. I said, mine is not to make promises, but to dedicate myself to the overall welfare of the students, and that is exactly what I want to stand by. I can only guarantee my dedication to improving people's lives, improving the lives of students, making students' lives easier, you know, and just dedicating myself to this job, this privilege I have, you know, to be able to lead yet again and on a bigger scale. I'm so thankful for the opportunity. I'm so thankful, and yeah, that's the story. Just continue praying, man, guys. God, ne. God, buffets. Wow. Shout out to Chicken Lickum for sponsoring this video. I'm joking, this video, but yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.